When all seems lost, when your strength is gone, when the world has turned cold and your heart feels hollow, know this: my mercy has not ended. It has no expiration. It has no limit. My goodness is not shaken by your failure, nor withdrawn by your tears. You are not forgotten. You are still held. So lift your eyes again, and let me remind you, my mercy endures forever. Welcome to God Says, a place where healing begins with truth. Let every word from my heart restore what the world tried to break. You are safe here. I have seen your nights, the silent ones where you stare at the ceiling and ask yourself if it will ever get better. If I still see you, if my promises were real, or just something you once believed when you were young and full of wonder before life grew too heavy to carry with open hands. But I tell you now, I have not forgotten you. Not for a single moment, not for a single breath, even when you forgot yourself, even when you tried to run from me, even when you sank beneath the weight of sorrow you didn't know how to name. I was there, watching, holding, waiting, whispering through the ache. Come back, I'm still here. And though you couldn't hear me then, you are hearing me now, because this moment is sacred. And you were meant to be here. You are meant to know that my goodness is not a concept. It is a presence. It is me. And I am not good just when things are easy. I am good even in the fire, even in the storm, even when the floor beneath you gives way, because my mercy does not run dry. It endures. It outlasts. It holds you when everything else is let go, child. Listen to me. I did not rescue you from that darkness to leave you wandering in confusion. I did not call you by name to let you drown in despair. I am the same one who split seas, who fed thousands, who raised the dead. And I have not changed. My mercy has not changed. And I have not changed my mind about you. You think you failed too much? I bore that. You think you've wasted too much time? I redeemed that. You think you're too broken to be used? I rebuild from ashes. You think you're too far gone? I am the God who runs after the one lost sheep, who leaves the 99. And child, I would come for you 1,000 times over. And I have again and again, even when you didn't see it, even when you didn't feel it. I covered you, I kept you. And now I am calling you into something new. But to step forward, you must let go of what has chained you. You must lay it down, the guilt, the shame, the regret, the grief, the fear, all of it, hand it to me. It was never yours to carry. You were not built to carry what I already bore. I took the weight, I took the curse, I took the judgment so you could be free, not just in eternity, but here, now, in this very breath, in this very body, in this very season. I want you to live again. And not just survive, but truly live. And yes, I know the places inside you that are still raw, still bleeding, still trying to make sense of everything you lost, everything you hoped for that didn't come, everything that was taken before you were ready to let go. But even there, even in those places, my mercy remains, not distant, but deep, not temporary, but eternal. And if you dare to believe, if you dare to trust again, I will walk you through it all, not around it, but through it. For there are gifts even in the pain, wisdom in the wounds, and strength born from surrender. You do not need to have it all figured out, child. Your part is not to fix what you cannot fix. Your part is to stay with me to the end. And I will give you the answer you've longed for. That ache in your chest, that cry for meaning, for clarity, for peace, it will not go unanswered. But you must stay close, lean in, listen deeper than the noise. Let my voice become louder than your doubts, louder than your fears, louder than your failures. This is the beginning of your rising, and it will not look like what you expected. It may begin in stillness, in silence, in hidden places where no one sees but me. But there is glory in those unseen spaces. There is purpose in the waiting. And I am preparing you, not punishing you, preparing you for what you were born to carry. And it starts here, in this surrender, in this awareness that my goodness has never left your side. So come, bring your exhaustion, bring your anger, bring your questions. I am not afraid of any of it. I do not recoil from your mess. I draw nearer, I draw closer, and I hold you until the shaking stills. I breathe upon your weary bones. I whisper to your tired heart, you are still mine, and I still have plans for you. This is the beginning of newness, of resurrection, of life after the breaking, of vision after the fog, and I will lead you step by step, breath by breath, because I am not only the God of the mountaintop, I am the God who walks through the valley, who sits beside you in the ashes and says, even here, you are not alone. Even now, I am good, and my mercy still endures. Let this be the day your heart begins to heal, not by striving, but by receiving. Let this be the day you stop rehearsing your failures and start remembering my faithfulness. Let this be the day you allow me to be your strength again, for I never stopped being it. I never stopped loving you, and I never stopped believing in the beauty I placed inside you before the foundation of the world. Now take my hand and follow me into freedom, into truth, into rest, into purpose. And know this, the goodness of the Lord is not behind you. It is chasing you. It is surrounding you. It is calling you forward into everything you were made for. This is just the beginning. And now that you've heard me call your name in the silence, now that your spirit has stirred with the sound of truth, let me take you deeper, deeper into the mystery of mercy that chased you, deeper into the kindness that refused to let you go, deeper into the story that didn't end when others said it should have. Because this is not just about comfort. This is about awakening, about being reborn from the ashes of fear, about standing on ground you once believed you'd never reach. And I tell you again with clarity and fire, my mercy found you. Yes, it found you when you didn't even know you needed to be rescued. It found you in the cycle you thought you'd never escape. It found you in the tears you cried behind closed doors when no one saw, when no one understood. But I did. I saw every tear. I heard every whisper. I felt every shaking breath. And my mercy moved toward you with power, not pity, not distance, but holy power that stooped low to lift you high, that wrapped itself around your shame and would not let go until the shame broke and only grace remained. I didn't wait for you to be perfect to pursue you. I didn't require your worthiness. I established it. I chose you before you chose me. I loved you before you even knew my name. And even when you were running the opposite direction, I was still orchestrating your rescue. Even when you fell again and again, I was still covering you, still holding your future in my hands. Because I am not a God who gives up on those I call mine. I am a father who runs to the wounded, a shepherd who goes after the lost, a savior who bore every weight so you could walk free. And you need to know this, you are never too far, never too broken, never too late for mercy. I specialize in impossible cases. I restore what others bury. I redeem what the world discards. I take what was meant for destruction and turn it into destiny, because I am the God who wastes nothing. And everything you have walked through, every trial, every fall, every delay has not been in vain. It has been woven into the tapestry of your transformation. You are not where you are by accident. And though the path has been long, though the nights have been heavy, though the questions have been many, I am still good, not in spite of your pain, but in the middle of it. For my goodness is not an escape from life. It is the presence that meets you in the middle of it and says, you will not drown here. You will not be consumed here. You will not die in this sorrow. You will rise. You will heal. And you will know that I, the Lord, have been merciful beyond measure. So let me remind you who I am, and let this reminder Break every lie you've believed. I am not angry with you. I am not distant from you. I am not disappointed in your progress. I am near. I am invested in your restoration. I am committed to your future. And I am not measuring you by your performance. I am measuring you by my Son. And because of him, you are free, you are clean, you are righteous. You are Hale. You've lived too long trying to earn what I've already given, striving for love. That is already yours, fearing judgment that has already been satisfied. And now I say to you, come back to rest, come back to trust, come back to the simplicity of grace. For my mercy is not a one-time rescue. It is a lifelong river, flowing toward you every morning, every moment, every breath. Let go of your guilt. Child, it serves no purpose anymore. Let go of the burden to prove your worth, for I have already proved your worth by the cross, and let go of the voice that tells you nothing will ever change. Because I am the God of transformation, and I do not speak in false promises. My mercy endures forever. Not just until your next mistake, not just until your next fear, not just until you feel lost again. It endures through every failure, through every relapse, through every season of confusion. And I will never withhold it. I will never grow tired of pouring it out on you, because you are my delight, not my disappointment. And now I ask you, will you receive this mercy not just with your mind, but with your heart? Will you stop trying to deserve it and instead let it define you? Let it heal you. Let it restore your confidence. Let it resurrect your joy. Because what I give you cannot be taken by man, cannot be undone by time, cannot be revoked by your past. It is eternal, anchored in who I am. Not who you are on your worst day. Mercy is not weakness. It is my power. It is the doorway through which you step into strength. It is the truth that disarms condemnation and births courage. It is the banner over you when you walk into rooms where shame once ruled. And you will walk differently. You will speak differently. You will rise differently because of it. For this mercy rewrites the narrative and gives you back your voice. So go ahead, say thank you, not because you feel obligated, but because your spirit is awakening to the miracle of it all. Go ahead, open your mouth and declare, my goodness, not because everything is perfect, but because I am perfect in every storm, and your praise will become your weapon. Your gratitude will become your pathway. Your worship will become your rising. You are no longer bound to who you were. You are no longer carrying what you once carried. You are walking in newness, and this is just the beginning. Child, I'm not finished with you. I've barely begun. And the same mercy that found you will now fuel you, will now lead you, will now establish you. Oh, stay with me. Stay anchored in truth. Stay rooted in hope, because the next step will require faith, but you will not take it alone. I go before you. I walk beside you, and my mercy surrounds you like a shield that never breaks. And if you ever doubt again, just remember this. You are here because my mercy found you, and it will never stop. And now, because you have seen that my mercy is not a moment, but a movement, not a glimpse, but a covenant, not a whisper, but a flood that never runs dry, I am calling you to the next step, the deeper step, the holy step to leave the old behind. Not as a suggestion, but as a sacred invitation. Not because I want to take something from you, but because I want to place something greater in your hands. Something eternal, something free, something born not from fear, but from love. And child, you cannot carry the new while clinging to what I have called you to release. It is time, not tomorrow, not next year, but now, because what I am doing in you requires room to move, and the clutter of old wounds, old lies, old habits, old fears, they must go. Not because they are too big for me, but because they are too small for where I'm taking you. They are beneath your true identity. They are shadows you've outgrown. And though they may feel familiar, they are not faithful. They are not friends. They are thieves dressed as memories. And they will keep you bound if you do not let me untie you. there is a season for grieving, but there is also a season for rising, and this is your season to rise. This is your time to take me at my word and cross over, not because you feel ready, but because I said it is time, because my mercy has already gone before you, making straight paths through the wilderness, and though you may feel the weight of what you're leaving behind, the glory of where I'm taking you will be greater than anything you have to release. Yes, it hurts to let go, I know, but I promise you, you are not leaving empty. You are leaving lighter. You are leaving freer. And the chains you wore in secret are falling even now as you read these words. Because when my truth enters, lies lose their grip. And when my mercy enters, shame cannot stay. And when my goodness rises in your spirit, fear begins to dissolve without needing to be explained. So let it fall, let the mask fall. Let the role fall, let the pressure fall, let the image you tried to maintain fall. I never asked you to carry what culture demanded of you. I never asked you to perform to be loved. I loved you before you had a name on this earth, and I will love you long after your titles fade. You are mine, and that is enough. Here's what I want you to know. Letting go is not losing. It is obeying. It is trust in action. It is surrender with power. It is the holy posture of a heart that knows my way is better even when the details aren't clear. Because clarity does not come before obedience. It comes because of it. And I will not leave you confused when you walk with me in faith. Do not fear the unknown when I have already filled it with promise. Do not fear the silence when I speak most clearly in the stillness. Do not fear who you will become when I am the one forming you. I am not taking you into destruction. I am calling you into destiny. And yes, it will feel unfamiliar. Yes, it will stretch you, but you are not walking into darkness. You are walking into the light of who you were always meant to be, and healing the way you see yourself. Not as a failure, not as a mistake, not as an afterthought, but as a beloved, a vessel of glory, a carrier of the eternal. One chosen, not because you were the strongest, but because you stayed, because you said yes even when trembling, because you opened your heart even with the scars. And that yes, however small, however weak, was enough for me to begin adding you. So step out of the cage. Child, the door is already open, and I will not drag you. I will lead you. I will not shame you. I will strengthen you, and what you leave behind, I will redeem in time. I will restore in ways you could never imagine, and I will use it not to haunt you, but to humble you into compassion for those who walk where you once walked. This is how you will know you are healing, not by how loud your joy is, but by how freely you let go of what no longer serves your spirit, by how gently you walk away from cycles that once kept you spinning, by how boldly you choose peace over performance, by how deeply you trust that I will never call you out of something unless I have something greater to call you into. So leave the bitterness, leave the fear of rejection, leave the disappointment that whispers nothing will change, leave the identity rooted in past wounds, leave the patterns that numbed you instead of healed you, leave the lies that told you you're too late, too much, too broken. You are none of those things in my eyes. You are called, you are cherished, you are chosen, and you are now standing on the edge of a brand new season. And yes, child, it will require courage to step into the unknown, but my presence goes before you like a cloud by day and fire by night. And every time you look back, remember, you are not who you were. You have been made new by mercy, shaped by grace, empowered by love that does not fail. I am your strength in the trembling. I am your anchor in the shifting. I am your clarity in the chaos. And I am your voice in the silence saying, this is the way, walk in it. You are ready. Not because you feel ready, but because I have declared it over you. And my word does not return void. It completes what I send it to do, and I have spoken newness over your life. I have spoken light into your darkness. I have spoken healing over your shame, and I will fulfill it. Let the past go, child, not because it never mattered, but because what I am doing next is far more glorious, and you are not made to live in yesterday. You are made to walk in resurrection, and resurrection always requires a burial, so bury what no longer serves you, and step forward into what has already been prepared. The next step is yours, but it is not alone. I am with you, and I will never leave you. And what I place in your hands next will require empty hands, so open them wide and watch what I will do. And now that you have left the old behind, now that your heart has tasted the weightlessness of letting go, you may feel the stir of uncertainty within you, the gentle tremor of a soul standing in the in-between, where what was is no longer, and what is to come has not yet fully revealed itself. But do not fear this place, beloved, for this is the fire that purifies, not consumes, the place where I refine, not reject, where I strengthen, not shame, where I draw you deeper into who you truly are, without the noise, without the masks, without the old chains pretending to be comfort. And I tell you now, this is where I make warriors out of the weary. You may feel stretched, you may feel stripped, but you are not being undone. You are being made whole. And the discomfort you feel is not a sign of abandonment. It is the signal that transformation is taking place. Because I do not patch up what is broken, I make all things new. And newness requires surrender to the flame, not the flame of punishment, but the holy fire of my presence, the consuming passion of my love that burns away what cannot remain, so that what is eternal in you may rise. I know it's uncomfortable to feel exposed, to walk without the crutches you once leaned on, but you are stronger now, not because of what you've done, but because of what you've let me do. And this fire, child, this present season of pressure and pruning, it is not here to destroy you. It is here to reveal you, to uncover the beauty I placed within you before the world ever tried to define you. So do not run from the refining. Run to me in the middle of it, and I will remind you, you are not being tested to be broken. You are being proven to be unshakable. For every furnace has its purpose, and I do not leave those I love in the heat. I walk in it with them, like I did with the three in the flames, and the fire will not burn you. It will free you, and you will come out not even smelling like the smoke that once surrounded you. This is how mercy works. It not only delivers, it develops. It does not simply rescue. It rebuilds. It does not just lift you out, it lifts you up. And I am not afraid of this process, so you don't have to be either. I see the strength you don't yet see. I see the clarity that's coming. I see the peace forming beneath the ashes, and I am smiling over you, not because the pain is good, but because what it's producing in you is holy. Yes, child. I am not only the God who saves, I am the God who sanctifies, who transforms, who shapes hearts of stone into hearts of flesh, who turns sorrow into songs. And I am not doing this from a distance. I am doing it in you, with you, around you, surrounding every step with grace, with tenderness, with unwavering presence. And even when you feel like giving up, I do not let go. Do not despise this season of fire. Do not curse the process of becoming. Do not shrink when you feel stretched. This is how glory is formed. This is how you walk from faith to faith, strength to strength. And what seems like delay is actually divine alignment. For I will not release you prematurely. I will not send you before you're steady. I will not place weight on your shoulders that your heart cannot yet sustain. And every moment I hold you back is a mercy wrapped in disguise. And yes, I know how hard it is to wait, how tempting it is to return to what felt easier. But you were not made for easy. You were made for eternal impact, and the weight of glory I'm forming in you cannot be rushed. So trust the pressure, trust the pruning, trust me, for I am the vine, and you are the branch, and those I love I prune, not to punish, but to make fruitful, to make full, to make ready. You've asked me for more, for clarity, for calling. And now I answer, not with instant release, but with holy refinement, because the greatness I've placed in you requires depth. And depth requires fire, and fire requires trust. And I will not waste a single flame, not a single tear, not a single day in this desert. For I am forming wells within you, reservoirs of my spirit that will not run dry. So stay close, even when it stings, even when it doesn't make sense, even when others don't understand. I understand, and I am proud of you. Yes, proud not because you are perfect, but because you keep coming, you keep yielding. You keep choosing me even when everything around you says run. And I see that. I honor that. And I reward that you are being formed into one who cannot be shaken. Into one who walks not by sight, but by fire-born faith. Into one whose eyes are fixed on the eternal, whose steps are steady, not because of their strength, but because of their surrender. And this kind of person, the world cannot replicate, fear cannot touch, and darkness cannot silence. So continue, child, through this fire. Not alone, not forsaken, but chosen, deeply loved, and completely seen. And I will carry you through it. I will guard you in it, and you will emerge with a song the world has never heard, a song of mercy that endured, of love that never quit, of glory that did not come cheaply, but came completely. And you will say, not with trembling, but with triumph, not with theory, but with testimony, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His mercy endures forever, not as a verse, but as a reality you now embody. You are not just surviving the fire, you are being transformed by it. And now that the fire has refined you, now that your heart has felt both the heat and the healing, I am calling you to see what's ahead, not with the eyes of fear, but with the eyes of faith, not with the lens of what you've lost, but with the clarity of what I've prepared, for you are not standing in the fire forever. Child, you are walking from the valley to the promise, and I am not calling you forward without preparing every step ahead of you, for this is the season of fulfillment, the hour where preparation gives way to possession. And I say to you, take courage and move. You have spent long enough in survival, long enough rehearsing the pain, long enough wondering if you're worthy to keep going. But I never brought you this far to leave you halfway. I never spoke resurrection over your life to let you remain in mourning. And now I am saying, lift your head, not in pride, but in boldness. Because what I've placed inside you is greater than what has come against you. And my mercy is not only your rescue, it is your invitation to reign. Yes, child. You were born to rule over what once ruled you, to walk above once crushed you, to speak to mountains that once intimidated you. Because now you are no longer the same. Now you are walking not in your own strength, but in the strength born from surrender. And where others see wilderness, you will see a way. Where others feel delay, you will sense destiny, because I am opening your eyes to the land I've promised you. And no, the land is not a fantasy. It is not a metaphor. It is the tangible manifestation of my faithfulness in your life, the restored relationships, the awakened purpose, the renewed vision, the healing you thought would never come, the peace you stopped believing you could feel. And yes, even the dreams you buried in disappointment, they are rising again, not because you forced them, but because I am breathing life into them by my mercy. Do you feel it? The stirring beneath the surface? That's not your imagination, it's my spirit within you awakening what has slept, reviving what was silent, and urging you forward not just to walk, but to take possession, to step into the fullness of what I've called you to, not with fear, not with apology, but with holy confidence. For I have gone before you, and no giant can stop what I have declared as yours. The valley shaped you, but it will not define you. And though you walked through shadows, you will not settle. There, I am bringing you to wide open spaces, to ground flowing with promise, and it will require courage to step into it, for the unfamiliar will always try to make you hesitate. But remember this, I did not bring you through the fire to let fear have the final word. I brought you through to make you fearless. And now, child, it's time to stop living like a survivor and start moving like a son, like a daughter, like a royal one called for such a time as this. The oil that was crushed in the press is now flowing, the strength forged. And the fire is now being revealed, and I am turning the page of your story, not to erase the pain, but to redeem it, not to hide your wounds, but to make them shine with glory. Do not compare this moment with your past, for this is something entirely new, and do not shrink back when I ask you to rise, for I am not asking for perfection, only for obedience, for one more step, one more yes, one more act of faith, and with every step, I will confirm the promise. I will light the way. I will provide the grace, because my mercy is the soil where your future is planted, and to those voices in your mind still echoing with lies telling you're not ready, telling you're not enough, silence them with truth. Remind them of what I've done. Remind them that I chose you, that I've called you, that I've carried you through what should have taken you out. And if I brought you this far, do you not believe I will finish what I started? This is not about your ability. It is about my faithfulness, and I have never failed. Not once, not ever. And I will not begin with you, so now, take me at my word and step into the promise. Even if your knees tremble, even if you have to cry while walking, even if you don't know what tomorrow holds. Because what I've placed before you is more real than what you fear, more sure than what you've lost, more powerful than every voice that tried to break you. And this is how you will know you are walking in mercy, not because everything is easy, but because even in the unfamiliar, there is peace. Even in the risk, there is rest. Even in the new, there is grace. And I will meet you in every unknown with miracles you could never have predicted. The valley taught you how to lean. The fire taught you how to trust. And now the promise will teach you how to live fully again, unafraid, unbound, and deeply aware that you are chosen, beloved, and empowered. This is the land I swore to give you, not in maps and borders, but in breakthroughs and clarity, in purpose and restoration, in joy that overflows even on quiet mornings, in strength that lasts when storms come again. And you will say with tears in your eyes and joy in your bones, the Lord is good, and his mercy truly endures forever. You have come through much, but there is still more glory, more grace, more goodness ahead. And the best part is this, I walk it with you. And now that your feet are touching the promise, now that your spirit is beginning to believe what I've always known about you, I need you to hear me clearly. You were born for this, not by accident, not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine design, by holy intention, by a love that formed you before time even whispered your name. And though you've questioned your place, though you've wrestled with the weight of your story, though you've wondered if someone like you could truly carry my light, I declare, with all authority, yes, child, you are made for this. You are born not to blend in, but to break through, not to shrink, but to shine, not to be silent, but to speak truth with fire in your bones and mercy on your tongue. And every battle you survived, every valley you crawled through, every tear you cried in secret, they were not wasted. They were the training ground of the Spirit, the soil, where my glory grew deep. And now that the time is full, now that your heart has been purified, I am calling you into boldness, unlike anything you have known before. This is not the time to look back. This is not the hour to hesitate. This is the moment to step into the identity I wrote over you before the first breath left your lungs. And that identity is not fragile. It is not conditional. It is not dependent on opinions. It is sealed by my Spirit, anchored in my truth, and crowned with eternal promise. You are not who the world said you were. You are not who your mistakes tried to name you. You are not the echoes of your past. You are a child of the Most High, a carrier of heaven's presence, an ambassador of my kingdom. And the mantle on your life is not light, but it is holy. And I am strengthening your shoulders now to bear it with joy. So throw off the cloak of false humility. Throw off the lies that say you're not ready, and pick up what I have placed in your spirit: courage, conviction, clarity, and a deep knowing that you are not alone. Not for one moment, for I go before you in every conversation, every calling, every place where you thought you'd fail. And I whisper again and again, you were born for this. And now I will teach you how to walk in it, not rushed, not reactive, not performing, but grounded, yielded, filled with my spirit, and unshaken by the chaos of the world. For what I've placed within you is not just a gift, it is a revelation, a message that others need, a light that hell cannot extinguish, a sound that will break strongholds in places you didn't even know existed. You ask me, but what if I'm still afraid? And I answer you, child, courage is not the absence of fear, it is obedience in the presence of it. And I will not let you fail when you walk with me. You ask, but what if I stumble? And I answer, even then, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand, and I will turn even the stumble into a stepping stone. For I do not discard the faltering, I strengthen them. You ask, but what if others don't see what you've placed in me? And I answer, they don't have to, I see it. I called it forth, and I will open the right doors at the right time, and no one can shut what I have declared open. This is your commissioning, not into striving, but into surrender, not into fame, but into fruitfulness, not into noise, but into purpose. And I will guide you each step, not with fear-based urgency, but with heaven-born rhythm. And my voice will be the song that steadies your soul. Remember this? You do not need permission from the world to walk in what I've given you. You only need faith the size of a mustard seed and a heart that says yes again and again. And I will do the rest. I will build what you cannot. I will defend what you entrust to me. I will multiply what you surrender, and I will anoint what you offer. You are not called to play small, to play safe, to live bound by the fear of man. You were called to carry light into darkness, to speak truth where silence once reigned, to love when it's costly, to heal the brokenhearted, to release captives, to proclaim good news to the poor, and to raise the dead things with your very presence. This is not fantasy, it is kingdom reality. And it lives inside of you now, not later, not someday, but now, because my mercy has prepared the way, and my goodness has built the foundation. And all I ask is that you believe it, even when it still feels too big for your hands, for I am the one enlarging your capacity. Even now, the dreams that scare you, I placed them there. The burden you carry for what's broken, I entrusted that to you. The passion that won't go away, no matter how much you try to ignore it. That's me, calling you deeper, beckoning you into your divine assignment. And yes, it may feel heavy some days, but I will be your strength. I will be your rest. I will be your reminder when doubt knocks loud at midnight. And I will flood your soul again and again with the truth that you are not alone in this. I walk with you, and I fight for use. Arise now, not because you are perfect, but because you are appointed, not because everything is clear, but because my light goes before you, not because you have all the answers, but because you walk with the one who is. The answer: you were born for this. Child, not the version of you the world wanted to shape, but the real you, the pure you, the you that's been formed in fire, rebuilt in grace, and baptized in relentless mercy. And now it's time to walk. Forward walk like you're chosen. Walk like you're sent. Walk like the mercy you've received is now the mercy you carry. Walk like you know who your Father is. Walk like heaven is watching and cheering and declaring over you. Well done, keep going. You're just getting started. This is your hour. Not to hide, but to shine. Not to doubt, but to declare. Not to delay, but to step. And as you go, you will say it with your life, with your voice, with your courage. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His mercy endures forever. If this word has touched your heart, like the video, leave a comment about what part spoke to you most. And subscribe to God Says for more messages that will heal, strengthen, and awaken your spirit. You are not alone, heaven is speaking. Stay with the voice.